Okay, welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 81. It's amazing how much that we've been flying through them. Special guest with us tonight, Earl Grey, and I'll just play the intro credits and we'll get back to you in a minute.
You do that, Paul.
There we go.
Oh, you won't hear it unless you're playing on what do you call it? YouTube. Yes, you got the YouTube thing going. Because you got the correct mic. So yeah, normally you have YouTube open at the same time, guys, and then you can see what's going on. So you normally have one window or tab with YouTube in it, and the other one with the Hangouts.
I'm just grooving music that you're playing.
Oh, you can hear it, can you?
No, I can't.
You can only hear it on YouTube. It is groovy music. It's relaxing.
You're at Spicy Christchurch.
Oh yeah, that's playing music.
It's our Kiwi buddy here. Paul, do you get tip cams in New Zealand? Do you get tip cams in New Zealand? We don't get them here either.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're good. They're good.
They have all different flavors now. Coffee sensors.
They do. They do. Caramel is quite good.
People bite the ends of it and suck the coffee through the
Yeah, I can see that. Evil candy bar. I don't know what you get. It's like a chocolate covered biscuit. It's good. Dang. Dang.
So we got one watching. I don't know if that's these guys. 2 lots already.
Look, you kept that guy with the add cheese on it.
Yeah, I couldn't get rid of him. I couldn't get rid of that one yet.
Oh, you're a kick.
I got a nice little animation. A new animation coming up saying, hello, it's good to be back. And that's not where I switched.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
We have a bit of fun.
On my part.
Yes, it's always changing and we're trying to get better. And,
yeah, I like your little UFO guy.
That's what we're after. I normally got a crazy sound that I play with that. It's better.
I may have to switch devices at one point because I'm realizing that this is really taking my battery out of my iPad. But that's cool. I can just go to my iPhone at some point. You know.
Yeah, you can. As long as you click on that link, you can drop in and out anytime you want.
Yeah,
it doesn't sort of end the stream or anything. So it's only mine drops out, then we've got a problem. Well, actually,
I have it on my phone too, so we're all good. It'll just take like 2 seconds.
Yeah. So that's no problem, and I'm not sure if we got anyone watching. Probably just us guys, but that's all right. People can always.
That's cool. It's all archived, right?
Yeah, people can always watch offline tomorrow or whatever. But what happens is we get people dropping in throughout the whole time. So we've been doing streams about 6 hours long lately. People have been dropping in and off, and we've had like how many people would you say, John? About 10 watching at a time?
Yeah, there were 5 of us, up on video last time. So
and we got what 14 likes? 15 likes the last stream. So, but we had Vern on there giving us all his crazy UFO sightings that he has, and
cool.
And of course, we looked at security team stuff as well, and sort of laughed at it, and because he reckons he's being silenced by the men in black again. I don't know if you've seen what we put up.
I heard about it. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not too sure where our Kiwi friends are, Jamal, but he would love to be on with you, I think. And
well, Paul, you believe that there's such a thing as Men in Black, right? Do you believe that there's such a thing?
I think it's possible, but I haven't seen any.
Yeah, I haven't either. I've never seen one. I saw a black helicopter once, hovered over me once. But yeah, it was a Bell helicopter. It was unmarked. It was like the very first time I was ever sent out to go and talk to a experiencer, and it was a guy. He was a Middle Eastern guy, and he had evidence and stuff. You know, the guy had. It was a very strange story, and it was when I first joined MUFON, and my state director was kind of training me, and he said, "Well, this isn't even a MUFON case." He said, "This is from Yvonne Smith up in Orange County, and she deals with a lot of the high strangeness stuff out here." And he said, "I would like you to go and interview this guy." And so I went out to his house, and I was nervous. It was the first time I'd ever done this. You know, I mean, I studied up, and I'm like, interested in this phenomena for many years. But anyway, I went to shake the guy's hand. I rang the doorbell, went to shake his hand, and suddenly this helicopter comes right over. And that was kind of my introduction to the phenomena. It's kind of interesting. So I don't know if those were Men in Black or not, but it was certainly a black Bell helicopter. It was pretty streamlined looking, there were no numbers on the tail, and the FAA says that you're supposed to have numbers on the tail.
Yeah,
I didn't see any markings at all.
Don't you wish you had of sunglasses on all the time that's recording? So, whenever you're going out, you always got something recording, so you can always play it back. So we miss so much stuff otherwise. Now I go out walking the dog, and of course we see big fireballs come down, and they last a few seconds, but they're just amazing to see it light up the sky. Yeah. So
you saw fireballs with Charlie? Charlie's Paul's dog.
Charlie was too busy sniffing the tree.
He wasn't interested in the fireballs.
No.
Well,
it's like we have fireworks here, what do you call it? Guy Fawkes nights. And since the earthquake, he's not scared of big bangs and fireworks. He'd go up to someone's firework display and pee on it and put it out. He's definitely not scared of fireworks. So he's a pretty
that's the nature of canines.
He's a pretty interesting dog, old Charlie. So
Canis majoris. I'd like to add to what Earl was saying about the helicopter and the Men in Black, if you guys would like to hear my version of it.
Yeah, John, go for it.
Okay. And this was when I was still living up in Phoenix. And I was off of work because I was I just had the cancer cut out and all that stuff. So I was recovering. But it was right before the cancer thing hit that I had seen all those UFOs over Phoenix for months and months and months. Well, I started researching online for 6 to 8 hours every single day, day after day. And I was out in the backyard during the day, in the morning, in my robe, naturally. And this helicopter, because I just gotten off the computer, and this helicopter comes over my backyard in central Phoenix during the middle of the day, hovers right over the house. Literally, he couldn't have been more than 400 feet up, if even that. I mean, it was right over my backyard, looking right at me. No numbers on the helicopter.
Wow.
The door was slid wide open, and they had guys in there in black outfits, and you couldn't see their faces, taking pictures of me and videotaping me in the backyard.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I'm like, what's this noise? So, flipping them off and yelling at them, and so they would go away, and they'd come back, and they'd go away, and they'd come back, and they would just get hover over the house. I'm like, this is odd. That's rather brazen.
Wow.
They probably wonder why a guy was standing in his yard with a robe on.
holding a piss bag with a catheter attached to it. If you really want to get it done. Yeah, it was a good time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they got an eyeful.
Well, do you get a feeling that the guys that are supposed to be watching and keeping track of everything sort of don't know what they're doing? I mean, they seem like bumbling idiots to me sometimes.
Yeah, who's watching?
They're following the wrong people.
Yeah, who's
after Rick Doty?
Yeah, that's who's watching the watchers, because they really need to keep. Someone needs to keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a funny story there.
Oh,
John.
I'm going to have to switch devices. You know what? I'm sorry. I forgot that Google Hangouts kind of takes over all. I mean, my iPad is like, you know what? Let me go get a charger. You guys go take me off camera, and I'll find a charger, and then I can
you can just
here,
just click the link to come back in. You can hang up, hit the hang up button, and
okay. I'm just going to go to my phone. That'll be easier, okay?
No problem.
So I'll be right back.
No problem.
All right. See you in a second.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No problem, mate. There he goes.
I love that picture he's got up of himself. Earl Grey, UFO investigator.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm still on here. I'm hearing you.
I figured you were.
Yeah, we're talking behind your back.
Letting me log out. What
There's
a thing.
Eavesdropping. That's what he's doing. He's eavesdropping. Worse than the NSA.
Not letting me go. Oh, well. Anyway.
We always have a laugh when Earl's on, anyway.
Oh, are you kidding? I'll be right back.
Okay.
Where's it?
Where's all these UFO enthusiasts that want to come on and listen to MUFON guy? It's very strange. If only the world was flat. Eh? I see QQvids has put up a new Not a Gang third phase. So let's have a look at what he's got here. All right, everyone's gone. So we're on a new tab. So what's QQvid been up to with third phase? I'm gonna unmute it. So what is he saying here?
Peace of soul.
Oh, is that music loud?
Right. Let's watch this. Now, the interesting thing is, two people have sent in a piece of footage that apparently showed the same object here.
What just happened over the Pentagon, December 19th, 2018.
Mom fell down. I had to go pick her up real quick.
Right.
What are we looking
I'm just
at?
playing
We have multiple
QQvids
source videos
test tape
prove
for third
there's
phase on the
something
moon.
going on. Take a look at this. What is this? I mean,
See, the object seems to be bobbing around there. Either it's badly done, CGI,
Third phase is so blatantly bad.
or it's a
Hello.
reflection.
This.
We're just watching. How come you got two icons up? You got two connections.
That's weird.
You got two connections here. That's strange.
No, it's still there.
I
in the
turned
sky.
off my iPad, so it's
Right there.
actually offline. So that,
You've gone vertical as well.
Look, did you see that UFO flying across?
That doesn't matter.
really.
It doesn't matter. Oh,
Let's flare off
There you
one
go.
of the lights.
that's all sorted.
I see.
We're just looking
Easy
at
enough to fix.
we're just looking at QVid's piss tape of third phase of the moon.
Go, 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 go!
Oh
Yeah,
I'm not
it's pretty good.
God.
I did
Can it
see
be like
it.
an ancient god? You know.
Ooh, it
We
could
call
be.
it third phase.
That does sound legit.
Parts, you know,
Yeah. Oh, they're
pretty bad.
Triangular shaped god. Fantastic.
But oh well.
What?
I knew that third phase was bad, but I didn't realize that Tyler was pulling the stunts he was pulling until I, clicked on one of Paul's comments on the Secure Team 10 thing, and it took me over to this site, and I'm like, really?
Have you seen their stupid?
Yeah.
Have you seen their?
What's that?
Have you seen their donut shop one where they got a advertising helium balloon of a donut above the building, and it's got all these birds circling, and they're saying, "Oh, are the birds attracted by the magnetic field of the UFO?"
Right.
Oh no.
I'll bring it up
Yeah.
on the screen here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but you would have to hear it because it's quite hilarious. They always make me crack up laughing every time I hear
All
it.
right, I want to hear this. God.
Yeah, we debunked it, of course. We zoomed right in and we could see it was either an inner tube that filled up with helium or a donut, one of those donuts. And it made sense. It might be a donut shop because the birds are circling for food. This one here, I think. So they've put up this one here. I'm not sure if you heard about the fireball that come down over, was it California? CA?
Oh yeah, we had that. My grandson asked me about that. And I thought it was the Delta rocket launch, but that was canceled. They said it was a meteor.
Well,
Really?
it actually come downwards.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
Okay.
meteorite. But look, kind of
It does look
more fireball-y.
it's coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look more.
It's coming down. It's not going up.
Yes, right. Oh no, huge pyramid over Washington. God, you got to be kidding me. They put up some rubbish, don't they?
Really?
But here's the
Oh,
bird
no.
one. I'll just play you a clip of it. I'll just mute it probably. We'll just have a look at it. So where is it? There's a formation of jets flying past. That wasn't it. So it gets further on. Hang on. Oh, here we go. I'll zoom in so you can see it.
Yeah.
Where's the zoom not working? My zoom is not kicking in. But here's the UFO. And you can see it's tethered when you zoom right into it. And you can see a hole in the middle.
Can you expand that any for me?
I was trying to, but my zoom thing's not kicking in. It might because
so I see a flock of birds, and so
yeah. Hang on.
Yeah, look at the large black item in the middle of
Here we go. Hang on. So we're zooming in for you. We'll make it bigger.
Oh, okay, good.
Hang on. I'll see if I can make it bigger. I think 600 worked. Here we go.
There we go.
There you go. You can see the hole in the middle. So I'll just play it there.
Yeah.
And you can see a tether. You can actually see a fine line coming down. I think it's like a donut shop there somewhere that's using it as an advertising beacon. And and it's like the birds are being attracted by the magnetic field. Let's see. I'll unmute it, but you can only hear it on.
It's giving some kind of signal to the birds, and they're again going crazy.
Well, you listen to this crazy chat and these guys.
The distances from the cameraman himself to the object, I would have to say it would be at least 15 to 25 feet in its formation, whatever it is.
I mean, there's
It's
real UFOs.
unusual, but what's more unusual is that these crows are surrounding it.
If you
And
see an
they're
actual
basically,
UFO,
but in my opinion, they're attracted to it by its
it
magnetic
changes your
field.
life.
Something is giving some kind of signal to the birds, and they're again going crazy.
You're not
I'm
gonna
looking at
have
it one
to
more
sit there
time.
and
It
go,
looks legitimate. I'm still
what was
wondering,
that?
could this be CGI? I'm going to
A
ask
mylar
that.
balloon is a mylar balloon.
Yeah.
But if you see something anomalous, it changes your life, and people do, you know. But that's not it.
Yeah, no, they're saying it looks legit. It's not CGI. So we figured that out by zooming in on it.
Yeah.
Doing like a 1 second analysis on it, and birds are normally attracted by food, so obviously something on the ground that they're interested in. And they're saying here it's got magnetic field. Whereabouts was it? Are they attracted to the
moment that
UFO's
I think this is
magnetic
real.
field?
I think that the sea to shatter captured something legitimate in our skies.
Or something.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's just jets flying past, I think.
Magnetic field. Something is giving some kind of
My
signal
opinion,
to
they're
them.
attracted to a magnetic field or something. These guys are just
Where's
idiots.
Alfred Hitchcock, you know, when you need him?
Yeah, how many views did he get on that? 30,000. I think people watch it for a laugh more than anything.
Oh.
And
I hope so.
1K liked it,
I
you know.
don't know.
It's just crazy.
Everywhere I go, I hear, you know, Tyler and Third Phase, you know. I mean, they obviously have their crowd, you know. I mean,
Yes, they do.
it's unfortunate that people kind of fall for silly, you know, CGI stuff and balloons and you know, fabricated stuff when there's actually real UFOs out there.
Yeah.
I mean, in California, we've recently had we've had a little flap of black triangles.
Yeah, I've been looking over those on UFO Stalker, but none of them have got photographs. Well, hardly any of them got photographs.
Yeah, you usually don't get them. You usually don't get them. You're usually so blown away, and plus, you know, the ones that I have right now, they all happened at 3 a.m. in the morning. Nobody was expecting to see it. They, you know, it was just it surprises people, and you know, I've been in that position myself where I saw something and I did not reach for my phone. I like sat there with my mouth dropped open, and by the time I thought of, you know, taking a photograph, it was all over. I felt embarrassed. I didn't talk about it because supposedly I'm chief investigator for MUFON, you know, in California. But, you know, apparently I'm not the only one that reacts like that. Yeah.
So how's you got a paranormal TV crew? You allowed to talk much or not? That's filming you.
Yeah, we're going to start. I'm working with a paranormal group that wanted to do. They wanted to do a UFO investigation. So apparently, we are actually going to go out near the Palmdale plant, 3 a.m. You know, with IR cameras and stuff, and you never know. But people do see stuff out there, and we've had sort of a spate of these triangular sightings lately. They're not all the same either. They're not all the proverbial TR3 things. You know, we've had a couple of wedgie type, not wedgie, but you know, wedge shaped.
You don't want to get a wedgie.
like black pie wedge. You know, it's just some very strange stuff. My guess is that, you know, I think that the black triangles are probably our own, especially with the witness sightings. They're usually accompanied by a jet, or there was one that was accompanied by a corporate Cessna. And the Cessna kept on going. I'm not kidding you. And the Cessna kept going. And the gentleman, you know, I know. I mean, I've seen his records. I've seen his. I mean, he is an aerospace engineer that works out there. And, you know, he was partying a little bit at the bar, and he was coming home, and he saw this thing over his car. He stopped, he looked out the window, he got out, and there, you know, goodness gracious, was a Cessna sort of playing wingman to this black triangle. And the one that he saw was the proverbial X-Files style, you know, TR3B. And according to him, it hovered over him, perfectly silent.
How big was it?
It came first. It was like 50 feet across.
Okay.
40 to 50.
So that's a small one.
Yeah. And it went right over him completely silently. And then there was the Cessna that was behind it. The Cessna kept going, and the black triangle landed. He said that it lighted like a feather, either behind the Boeing plant wall or the Lockheed plant wall. They're situated together there. And I asked him, well, how did that make you feel? And he said, well, I feel like I want to be working on that project. How do I get in?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. And we've had a few of those, and they've all been kind of similar and very interesting. And, our tax dollars at work, I imagine. But,
I think Trump probably knows about it too, because remember he made that comment to North Korea at the time saying, we've got technology that's beyond your imagination. So that he made a statement like that, which he probably got.
I believe we do.
I reckon he probably got told off about that. He leaked out some information there. But
well, it goes back to the Ben Rich stuff that we heard back, in the 1990s, where Ben Rich was saying that there's black projects, and what goes in there the public is not aware of. But, that we have the technology to take ET home now, and that was the head of our most secretive, DARPA funded, projects there. So I tend to take that very seriously.
Yeah, it was Skunk Works, baby, right there.
Skunkworks is cool. They have some cool toys.
I bet they do. Oh, yeah.
Well, you've seen Elon Musk's car tunnel that he brought out on news yesterday.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he's hopefully going to solve our problems out here, getting to Dodger Stadium and such,
Yeah.
It's nearly impossible right now.
Well, New Zealand's trialing flying taxis now. From Nelson Airport. So it hasn't rolled out the rest of the country, but they're trialing it at, I think it was Nelson. What happens is people can fly there in these flying taxis to the airport and just get on the main plane. And when people land, they can get in these flying taxis and it can drop them off at their house. Yeah. Haven't you? Oh, you didn't see my episode on that. It was on.
I could use that.
Yeah, I find it again. Flying taxis in New Zealand. I'm not sure if you've ever seen it on your news over there, but it's very interesting stuff.
I like Elon Musk. They've been giving him a hard time. They've been giving him a hard time lately. Some of it he deserves.
Ooh, what's
but I mean,
what's happened?
You don't want to kill our great minds, for God's sake.
No.
You want to let them be, kind of crazy geniuses. That sort of is supposed to go together, right?
Yeah.
Let them be crazy and let them invent stuff.
Yeah, they're already putting it down. Like, mind you, it'd be like a haven for terrorists to blow up the tunnels, though.
Well, you just I mean, you just protect it well. You have it so that you can't get into the tunnels, and they know how to fix that stuff.
So here you go.
Yeah.
World's first piloted taxi. It flies itself. It doesn't have a pilot either. These taxis. And it's part of Google. World's first self-powered air taxi in Canterbury. Probably play a video. It's taking a while to load for some reason. See what happens.
Oh.
Here it comes.
The way we get around now, single occupancy vehicles, all owning their own cars, I don't think that is the way of the future. I'm really excited about what Zephyr Airworks have been up to. They've been developing a self.
So, see, it's got all these propellers on the wing and it just lifts off vertically.
Oh,
That's actually flying.
BTOL.
Yeah.
See, and
That's different looking.
yeah, it's got 12 vertical propellers and one big one on the back, and it takes 2 passengers and luggage, and it just lands back at the airport. And they're actually flying those at the moment, apparently.
Would you get into one of those, Paul?
Maybe at some stage after it's been proven, but
Yeah.
I would expect like a backup system, like a parachute that launches from the top of it or something, just in case. But they reckon they reckon it's so safe though, and basically it's all electric powered, so they just plug it in, charge it up every time it arrives at the airport, and
like
they just
Prius.
So it's all part of this Google guy. So this is what Google are doing in secret, rolling out this taxi service. Yeah. So they're trying New Zealand because we're like always used for experiments. So yeah, I thought maybe you heard about it. It was on your news or not, but maybe they're keeping it quiet to test the people over there. So if it works successfully in New Zealand, you might get it in California next. Who knows?
Well, we need something, you know. I mean, it's crazy here.
Mm.
Yeah, going to work can take you 2 hours sometimes. Crazy.
I don't miss that crap.
Yeah, I was listening to what's his name, Darren Brown on Joe Rogan's show, and he's saying, "I'm surprised there's no public transport in California." I thought surely that can't be right. Is he kidding or what? Or is he just not seen any public transport?
We have the Red Line,
yeah,
which is just like a little subway, but it just goes. It only goes through downtown LA. It doesn't really go anywhere else. Long Beach and downtown LA, I believe, and I don't. Does it even go to Long Beach?
So what he means is you haven't got enough public transport.
I mean, do you ever see Who Killed Roger Rabbit? You saw how they killed off the red cars to build the freeways and, propagate, automobiles and usage of petroleum and all that good stuff. Well, that's all true.
Yeah.
And at one time we did have the Red Line, which would get you all around LA. But now we're all sort of autonomous in our own little air-conditioned cubicles on wheels. And we get around that way. We need Elon Musk to fix it, or whoever, Google, anybody that is willing to fix it.
Yeah.
We really are in dire need.
But I think maybe Google might fix it with these air taxis, actually. It might just be a big
like
thing.
it.
Yeah.
As long as I'm not first in line, I'll try it.
Yeah, you don't want to die yet. We've got too much to do. We're too busy in the day to die.
Yeah. I'm a young 60 at this point, You got at least, hopefully, 20 more years, at least, I hope.
Yeah, you probably got a bit longer if you're careful.
I hope so. Yeah.
But I just got this chest infection. That's probably my first flu I've had in 10 years. And it took 2 weeks to get rid of it. I think it's finally gone now. I'm starting to sound normal again, and I'm not coughing constantly. So maybe my body has finally learnt to defeat it. Someday we might have nanobots that go in there and shoot it with lasers. There's a virus. Now you never know.
They're working on that.
Yeah, and so you never know what the future holds.
Von Neumann machines, little miniaturized Von Neumann. It's just like Fantastic Voyage.
Yeah.
They're looking at that right now.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite movies at the time.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah.
Raquel Welch.
Mm-hmm. Well, in theory, it's not too far-fetched that you could shrink people down.
No, works.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah.
But, so what's happening there? And you were talking about the Paranormal TV, and we sort of got sidetracked again. What were you talking about?
Well, we're going to be starting. It's just some filming we're going to be doing probably I believe mid January, and I have like some cases that I'm. That where we could use, where it's like there is a paranormal bent to them. some of the experiencer cases definitely have a paranormal edge to themselves. It's it's fuzzy science when you get into experiencer stuff and abductions and such. So, but anyhow, I am going to be going out with a group called Hollywood Paranormal, and we're going to be doing. They wanted to do a UFO investigation. I said, well, sure, we can do that. So that's coming up real soon.
How many episodes they're going to do with you?
I don't know. One right now.
We'll
see how it goes.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
It'd be good to see an abduction case that you do from start to finish.
I have a lot of abduction cases. Some of them I don't know that I can really bring to the table, but some of my CMS cases are a little more easier to go and do this with.
Yeah.
Working with MUFON's experiencer research team, with that, it's very, very, you have to keep it on the down low. We really try to keep everybody, we really don't want to go out and publicize any of that, because it's really a personal thing for people. But every once in a while, you'll have an experiencer who really feels like they would, like their life, they feel like they might be able to help other people if they knew about what they were going through, because other people are going through the same thing. So I do have a couple of cases that are like that. And of course, I have to get releases for everybody and have to make sure, it's like you have to do the arbitration stuff. I mean, you have to. So, but anyway, we're taking it from that angle, and hopefully we'll get something. I have a couple of really interesting experiencer cases that are willing to go on record. They're CMS cases where they put in a formal MUFON sighting report, and they're willing to go on record. So it looks like we're going to go with a couple of those cases, and then we're probably going to go, to a couple of, hot spots and see if we get a hit, which you never know. We might, Wednesday nights, 3 a.m., I know a couple of sites where that seems to be the magic hour. So we'll see what we get, But if anything, it's going to be fun. And Boom is the name of the guy that is the head. His name is Rick, goes by the name of Boom. Is the head investigator for the paranormal group, and so it's going to be a joint venture. He's also a MUFON member, and so it's kind of cool. It's in-house and should be fun, different from anything I've done so far. So that's about it now, Paul. When I hear more, when we start doing this, I'll give you more.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's exciting news, though.
Yeah,
it's good for MUFON.
There is a connection between paranormal and the UFO phenomena.
Yes.
Oh, sure.
The science has fuzzy edges to it, and weird stuff happens in there. So,
well, if you listen to Vern's stories from last stream, it's way crazy. So I still want your opinion on that, of course. What do you think of it? But he talks about doorways opening up in the atmosphere, and you could see thousands of UFOs through the window, wasn't it, John? Thousands of UFOs he could see through the portal, and he saw this UFO just enter it, and it sort of molds around the shape of the craft and closes up.
They're masters of time and space, and they can manipulate it. I mean,
I don't know if it's time exactly, but it might be like a multi-universe, or it might be something that's sort of connected to us that they found.
Time and space are kind of interconnected. So
I was going to say,
one thing affects the other.
Well, if you believe in time, space-time, but I don't believe in space-time. That's
right. Paul doesn't like Einstein.
Einstein's,
but I like Einstein.
Einstein's theory. Tesla didn't like Einstein's space-time either. But
I like Tesla too. I think it's probably somewhere in the middle.
Well, maybe.
Honestly,
But I really don't believe time travel can happen myself.
Hmm.
So I reckon time needs to be taken out of it. But I think we can have dimensions and membranes between different universes, and there might be somehow to create an entry point through the membrane of the different dimensions and let you pass through one to the other. So yeah, I think we're all energy, and that's the main thing. And
well, that's true. We
yeah.
are all in there. Everything's energy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
And when we die, we turn into a pile of atoms, which is again which is just energy, and we just become part of the recycling again.
They go back to the Atman, you know.
So yeah,
perhaps.
You know, the water that we drink is recycled. We don't think of it that way, but it's probably passed through a few kidneys by now.
Yeah.
So
it's worse on the space. Well, it's worse on the ISS apparently.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've heard those stories. Yeah, and I did to put some in the episodes, but I reckon it still tastes a wee bit pee. Tastes like pee again.
Ooh.
They got sort of like a filter.
Hope
They can
not.
suck it through, and yeah. In case,
I hope not. That's awful.
Yeah, I think that's their backup in case the main filtration fails or something. But they got filters. At least they can keep drinking. But yeah, it's kind of horrible.
Well, they're also getting water from the hydrogen generators too up there for their power. So
they recycle it all.
Yeah,
you know, every little bit. You know, every bit of condensation is regathered. You know, that's smart. I mean, if they're talking about going to Mars and they're really going to do that, I mean, we have to learn how to recycle to the nth degree. You know, I mean, it's going to be a whole new way of living life. But we can do it. You know, we're a hardy race. I believe that we can well do it. You know.
Yeah, we can.
So, how about what's that area in Australia? Cooper, or you know where all the opals come from? They all live underground. It's so hot they can't live on the surface, and they've figured out new ways to live
underground.
Underground.
I don't know where
Cooper
it is.
Pedy. Cooper Pedy. That's it.
Cooper Pedy. That's it.
Yeah, that's the place.
All right.
And you know, they have a whole different way of living there, but people are happy. They have cities. They have movie theaters. They do it all underground, you know.
I know, isn't that cool?
So it is cool, and I like opals. So you know, there you go.
Yeah,
well, let's see if we can find a picture of this
Beautiful
underground
gem.
city, Aussie.
Go for it. Yeah.
Opal.
I haven't been there. I want to go
Underground
someday, you know.
city. Let's see what we get. Here we go. Cooper Pedy. Is that how you say it?
That's the place, man.
South
Cooper
Australia.
Pedy. Yep.
Here it goes.
Yeah.
Adelaide.
Alice Springs is close by. That's where all the UFOs come from, apparently.
Yes, they do.
They're black triangles.
Yeah.
Yep.
They have them too.
Yep.
You know.
They call them boomerangs.
Boomerangs.
And Pine Gap, I guess, is another one.
That's the government. That's the government spy agency, isn't it?
That's in Alice Springs, so right next to it. Yeah.
So
all right.
So what
They
pictures?
have weird stuff that happens there.
So they got nice little buildings underground here, and it's a good way to live.
Oh yeah, they have an underground complex there. I know that. I've talked with. I was in Australia about 10 years ago, and I had a really interesting conversation with a couple of park rangers in the Red Center. They talked about all the stuff that they saw flying over. It's soundless, no wings. I mean, what is it? I think it's your government. I think it's your government, mate. You know, I can't do an Australian accent properly, but it was, you know, I think it's you guys, and they might be correct. I mean, I think that there's definitely some weird stuff going on in the Red Center area of Australia.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful place.
Well, then be a constant temperature, winter and summer there. Look at that. They really put some work into that underground.
It's the opposite opposite of here. It's a round world. See, flat earthers? I'm sorry, you know.
Well, you were talking about flat earthers before. What was that guy that you said you had a run-in?
Oh, nothing.
Oh,
No, I
I'm
don't
not allowed
wanna
to talk about that online. No, okay.
I just, you know, I get interesting people that tag me on stuff, and I had a flat earther tag me on something today. Yeah, I don't want to make them feel bad, and you know, I mean, but it's a round world.
And what was his argument for believing in the flat Earth? Did he tell you one?
It was really elaborate. I mean, you have to have a lot of faith. I mean, it was just sort of he sort of had all the angles covered, but he had to really work at it to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like you can try to explain why a butterfly wasn't a B-2 bomber, or you can just say that it was a butterfly, or else you can go through all kinds of contortions. You know, to try to say it was something else, but you know, you see something that you know, and it's kind of obvious, and I mean, Earth. Any of us that have gone to a high mountain, we've seen the curvature of the Earth. I've seen the curvature of the Earth from jets before. You know, I mean, it's kind of obvious.
Have you? I thought you normally have to get to about 80,000 feet.
And I mean, I know people who have been in
Earth
orbit, you know, and they say that it's, you know, a round world. So
you don't actually see the curvature up to about 80,000 feet, apparently.
Yeah.
So people say, "Oh, look, you go in a plane, you don't see it. It still looks flat, but it's not."
All right. No. I think you can actually see like a slight dip at the sides.
Yeah,
if you're
probably
in a plane and you're high enough.
Yeah,
you can.
probably.
Yeah.
You know, flying to Australia, you know, for instance. But I do know astronauts, and I've talked to like Story Musgrave and people like that before who've been up there, and it's round, you know. I mean, come on, you know. And that's the unfortunate thing about this phenomena is that there is a conspiracy around the UFO phenomena. It's been hidden from the public. I think we all know that. But everything isn't a conspiracy.
No.
There are conspiracies. You know, JFK, that's questionable about what happened there, you know. The Manhattan Project was definitely kept away from the public for many years, and you know, that was a conspiracy. And the UFO thing, it's inconvenient because it could ruin some world religions, apparently, or maybe it could actually bolster some world religions. You know, maybe the wrong ones. I don't know, but you know, it's an inconvenient thing, and so the government would rather push it down, and I think that probably our visitors want to push it down too. When a technological society comes in contact with a non-technological society, it doesn't usually turn out well. And compared to them, you know, I mean, the best thing we have are our iPhones and maybe the black triangles.
Yeah.
But they can, you know, bend time and space, and it seems godlike. But it's, you know, it's sufficient technology that it's indistinguishable from magic.
Yeah.
It's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is your favorite case ever, though? What do you think is the best favorite case you've got?
That I have right now? I like the black wedge UFO that I just closed is unknown. There were 3 guys that were in their car. They saw this thing. Guy went to flick his cigarette out the window, and he saw the stars were blocked out.
All right.
And they stopped the car, and they're looking at this thing. It's hovering over them, and these guys huddled in their car. And these were like big dudes, you know.
Yeah.
They weren't wimpy guys, but they were scared. And the car, they heard a low hum. They had tinnitus that came upon them from when it was directly overhead. It was doing all kinds of weird, giving them some strange effects.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, they sat there for 20 minutes.
Hey, John.
They watched this thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
John,
Sorry.
no talking to cats while Earl's talking. Okay.
That's okay.
Sorry, Earl.
Yes, dear.
Anyway, I mean, that's I'm hoping that it'll probably be picked up for the MUFON Journal. I hope,
Right.
because it was a good case. But we'll see. That's up to Roger Marsh, who's our media guy. But I thought it was a really good case. 3 witnesses, and there was an effect that was described, which is a little known effect.
Yep.
And there was kind of a tracer image that was left by the UFO, and it's not really something that people know about.
Right.
But we come in contact with it. I don't know if I should be telling you guys.
No, you
here,
probably shouldn't be.
Anyway, I just did. Now it's no good. I can't use that as an earmark anymore. But it's a very strange effect that he described exact.
Right.
And I've heard it from other cases that were just, that were really, really good cases. That I tried to poke holes in those cases, and I couldn't poke holes in them. And I couldn't poke a hole in this one either. It's kind of a proverbial good UFO case with multiple witnesses, multiple effects that they had. They were scared. And when the thing left, it was just like, he said that if they hadn't been watching it, that they would have just thought that it had disappeared. But they saw it go, and there was a tracer image, like a deck of cards that somebody had thrown in the sky, just like glowing.
I think Vern said that about his sighting as well. I have to listen back to it.
Did Vin see that? Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, what you're saying sort of matches up with what he's
really
saying.
Good. There was some really interesting evidence was involved, and I did close it as unknown, and it's in the file. So that's my favorite UFO right now because it's the most recent, and I'm sort of gobsmacked by it myself right now. I got chills when the guy was telling me about it, and I had him reiterate a few times. I called him, spoke with him a few times. Was a good witness. I have another one that's an aerospace engineer that is a black triangle, and I have 2 aerospace engineers right now that describe the same thing. Pretty much.
Do they have lights in the corner? These ones, like the ones we're going to see on the screen here.
One of them was a proverbial TR3B. One of them was sort of a pie wedge, and there was another one that was like it was weird. It was like a flying aircraft carrier. But they were all sort of wedge shaped, except for the TR3B, which was an equilateral triangle with the 3 lights and the red one in the middle. A little probe that can go off on its own, apparently, from what we've heard.
All right.
The pie wedge one was really cool. It was, just listening to the story, I was getting scared. And these guys huddled, in the car. They were hiding. They were hoping they wouldn't be noticed. They were thinking of Whitley Strieber and shit, and stuff, So they didn't want to, they didn't want to get abducted, more or less. And so they were hiding out 20 minutes until it took off.
Yeah.
And then the other one that I'm working on right now, and I'm just about to close, was another sighting where there were 3 people that saw it, and one of them was an aerospace engineer, and this thing was like the deck of an aircraft carrier. You could see people moving there. And
you think that might be our own technology?
Yeah, I kind of tend to, if they look like us, I kind of, originally, usually I'll kind of go to the idea of, well, it's probably us. It's probably reverse engineered stuff, or maybe we're being
what I can't
sponsored.
Understand though is why they would let anyone see that though.
I don't know. I mean, it was the middle of the desert. People don't tend to hang out there too often. And if they do, they're probably on ecstasy or LSD or something, or at a rave. So nobody's going to take them seriously.
No.
So, or they're at contact with the desert, right? Nobody's going to take them seriously.
No.
So I think that's kind of the whole thing, and maybe they test these things out there and they try to see how people react to them. They want to see how the general public, well, are they going to call it alien? They probably will. Let's find out.
Yeah.
See how they react. That's I don't know that for sure, but that's kind of the first thing that comes to my mind on this stuff. So
yeah.
Well, yeah, they hide it in plain sight.
Oh yeah, that's the way to hide stuff. Yeah, that's the way to hide. Yeah. Oh yeah.
What would you disguise a triangle aircraft as, though?
Put Christmas lights.
Santa Claus.
NORAD, they have the Santa Claus track they do every year, right?
Oh, that's right.
And apparently when Apollo 11, when they saw something weird, they said there is a Santa Claus. So
yeah, but wasn't that around about Christmas time, though, when he said that?
It was right around Christmas time. It might have been a joke.
Yeah.
Then again, it might have been a double entendre. Yeah.
So these
again,
these other ones, the V-shaped craft. Have you heard about any of those lately?
We haven't had too many of them. The one wedge-shaped one that I just I'm getting ready to close now was kind of a V shape, but it was more of a wedge shape. It was kind of a chevron. I couldn't really call it a V. Haven't had any V shapes recently.
There was quite a few on MUFON.
Oh yeah,
I could bring up.
We had a lot for a while.
I'm bringing up.
It was a thing.
UFO Stalker. Aren't you meant to be doing a database degrade or upgrade? So it might be going down.
Oh, we may have gotten some V-shaped sightings, but I didn't get them, and I've been so busy with the experience of research team, I probably didn't see them if they
There we
came
go.
in.
We got a lot of triangles all over the place here. Look. I don't know if you can see
It's a thing. It's a thing.
But a lot of them we look at are just silly. Let's have a look at this one. I normally go through them. So let's just zoom in. 3 steady lights. So that could be an aircraft, of course.
Could be a kite,
and a kite, yeah.
On it,
Here's another one. Let's see. New UFO landing, UFO in front of New York. Seems a strange place for a UFO to land in New York. But,
John Lennon saw one.
What, a triangle or a UFO?
They're coming to get him. John Lennon saw one, John Lennon saw one in New York.
Not a triangle, though.
Well founded. No, he saw a flying saucer.
Yeah.
It was flying between the buildings there, going towards the old, the World Trade Center at the time. And there were other witnesses.
So this one says, no one can get any closer than this. Before the UFO went upwards, it knocked out the camera. I got the camera back on by the time it was already in the air. You could see the light on the ground moving. Also noticed shadow figures walking at the end of the video. So where's the video? There's no video. So you won't get to investigate that one because it's in New York. So
yeah, I just get California. Yeah, but we have enough here. I can't keep up with it. I can, but I manage to. My wife hates me.
It's quite a lot. It's quite a busy month. Here's one with a picture. That's good.
They've been very busy.
Michigan, Warren, wherever that is. But this tends to be really sucky for video speed because I don't upload them to YouTube, unfortunately.
I can't see it.
Yeah. And I think we may have looked at this one before. Well, it definitely looks like it's got structure to it, and the lights are moving. But it will only play as it's downloading bits, you see. It's here in the middle here. You can see it's only done a wee bit of the video so far. And why do people
It's
always
Can't really see it.
film it in portrait? It's here, yeah, you can't really see it.
Yeah.
What I do is
I'm on my phone, so I'm kind of challenged.
I can zoom in a bit more if I don't do it full screen. Just take it back down.
Well, what do you think it is, Paul? You're usually spot on about this stuff. Paul's really good at this, John. You know that, right? I mean, I keep trying to tell him he needs to join MUFON because we need somebody in freaking New Zealand, for God's sake. Paul's good.
I think we have to download it and then I can zoom in on it. Let's see how big it is. Just trying to play at the same time. Hang on.
All right.
It used to have a thing, 42 megabytes. Okay. So this is well we got
I have to go to sleep soon. Oh, I can't wait for that.
No. Well, it's only done 4.
Speaking of which.
Yeah.
Well, when the time comes, Earl, when my time is freed up, of course, they don't have to wait till after Mom passes. I definitely want to become a MUFON investigator. Definitely.
You have a wonderful team out there. You know, Tucson. One of my best friends, Russell Asbig, is out there, as well as there are a lot of really wonderful investigators out there, and you would be in good company. You'd be busy. They have lots of sightings out there, as you know. I mean, you guys got Phoenix lights and all kinds of cool stuff.
Right.
The Kingsman crash, which was a thing.
Oh yeah, Kingman. I remember that. Yeah. I was reading about that quite a while ago. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on there. Our visitors like the desert for some reason.
Right.
I do too. But
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows why they like it out there?
I don't know. It might remind them of their home world, maybe.
Could very well be.
Yeah. And there aren't a whole lot of people out there, in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
There's just us, right?
Right.
Mind you, it might
Paul,
be.
I have to go to work in a few hours, my friend. So
Okay.
I'm actually going to have to tap out.
That's all right.
I'm so sorry.
That's all
but
right.
I was here about an hour, right?
Yeah. But you can always join us on Saturday. Your Saturday.
I'll be on. Sure. I'll
There'll be more people on, and it'll probably be like a really long live show too, as well. So it doesn't matter when you drop on. You might even be able to get up. Cool. You can probably get up and find us still going.
Yeah, it's just good getting to visit a little bit.
Yeah,
it's been too long, Paul.
It has been.
Not intentional. I've just been super,
I thought I'd reach out to you
busy.
because there were some comments made by a member who's not on at the moment saying that he doesn't want to submit his UFO sightings to MUFON because he thinks they've been infiltrated by the government or Men in Black or whatever, and
no, I think that we're probably watched. I
yes.
think that anybody that has anything to do with UFOs is watched.
Oh,
we already know that.
Yeah.
Right. That's. But I don't know that there's any malevolent thing. I've never met Men in Black. I have been hovered over by a black helicopter once, but that was a long time ago. And I think that we're kind of left on our own, and unless we open up the gates to some underground alien lab or something, we're probably okay.
Yeah.
If we open the gates to some, alien lab somewhere, well,
very true.
Hopefully we're okay. But I think that we're all watched. So MUFON, you can, if you go to Secure Team or you go to some stupid organization, they're going to be watching you too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, UFOs is a touchstone for intelligence. There's a lot there. There's a lot there, actually.
Yes. And
that's why they're interested in it. It's why it's a national security issue for them. But as far as MUFON goes, I mean, I'm close friends with Jan Harzan, who's our executive director, and you couldn't meet a nicer person. He's like just the sweetest guy in the world, and I've had nothing but really good associations through MUFON. And speaking for myself, if I had your friend's case, I would treat it with great respect. We treat every single case that we get as if it could be the case that could bring disclosure to the world, and that's what we want. You know? We believe that it's our right to know. It's everybody's right to know that we're being visited. We are. You know, it's a very, very real thing.
Do you get suspicious of people that always see UFOs, though?
Some people, you know, it depends on the case. I have some cases where people see stuff all the time, and they may be badgered by aliens, just like somebody might be badgered by a bully at school. There's weird stuff out there that I'm not willing to call hoaxes, where people see stuff all the time. But then again, we have people that send in the same photos over and over again of Mylar balloons and Chinese lanterns and drones, and you kind of get to know what those are. But no, some people do see multiple UFOs. I don't know why. I don't know why they do, but some people do. Yeah,
those people that put up on the YouTube and they say, "Well, this is definitely a UFO," but then they don't submit it to MUFON. I think straight away, well, we're not going to be able to trust this, because you shouldn't do analysis on your own videos. You need a third party to do it for you, to say, yeah, it's not a plane, it's not a satellite, and all that sort of business.
One bit of advice for anybody: if you see a UFO and you're taking a video, you're on your iPhone, take some photographs as well.
Yes.
Because if you take photos, then we have the EXIF data.
Yes.
And that EXIF data is in every single photograph that you take on an iPhone or any digital camera. It lets us know what time you saw that. It lets us know, it lets us know where you are, but the exact coordinates were of where you were.
Yeah.
And with that data, we can oftentimes give you an unknown, just simply because we can't explain it.
Yes.
There were no rocket launches, no weird airplane tests or anything in the area, and if we can't explain it, it's a UFO.
Yes.
Doesn't mean it's from Alpha Centauri or from Sirius or anywhere else. It could be one of our own black projects, but it's unidentified to the public.
Yes.
And I don't believe that everything that we are seeing is ours.
No.
It's not.
No.
No. Well, I think that we have our black projects. I think that we've reverse engineered things, but I don't think that we have the technology that our visitors have.
So, what's your stand on Bob Lazar? You're any wiser or less wiser about him?
I like Bob Lazar. I don't think he's a PhD. I think that he was probably a young guy out of high school who had a gift, and certain people scoped him out and they saw him and what he had to say and what he was doing, and so they hired him. And EG&G does that. They have a track record of hiring people who are unschooled geniuses. I have a friend who knows that, who worked for EG&G, and he told me as much. So I think that the whole thing, my big problem with Lazar is his MIT doctorate and all that, because it doesn't really gel with the years or his school records at Pierce College and elsewhere. But I personally knew somebody that was picked up like that by Northrop, actually, to go and get a bug out of their mainframe back in the late 1970s. He disappeared for 3 months. He saw some weird stuff, and he came back with a lot of money and a new car, and he was paranoid. So I think that's what I think of Bob Lazar as. I think he's a natural genius.
I think he was definitely there. I think that can be proved.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And they did see something
in the phone book.
They did see something happen in the skies. Whether it was UFO test, I don't know. It could have been a drone test, and they were firing some beam weapons at it to see if it would destroy it or maybe affect radar somehow. So it could be lots of experiments they were doing there. He may have just overheard or thought, oh yeah, we'll just go there one Wednesday and have a look.
I think he might have actually seen flying saucers. I mean, I'm not, we could actually have those. I mean, my mom was, you know about my mom. I mean, she worked in the same place, and she was, pretty amazed by the stuff that she said, even though she didn't delineate exactly what it was, other than that we're not alone and that they're not all that nice,
But my
my
problem is he said it was all modularized, like compartmentalized, so they only saw parts of the whole project, a bit like the nuclear bomb project. So how he got to see the full UFO, I don't know, but he only got to see the alloys, he said, wasn't it? The nuclear reactor.
I think they might have just they threw him against the wall, like throw a bit of spaghetti against the wall to see if it would stick. They wanted to see his take on it. They thought that he was smart, that he looked at things angularly, and that maybe he could have figured out the propulsion for him. That's what I think. It's just personal opinion, but it's like everybody has one, right? So, but that's my take on Lazar. I think that he saw what he said he saw. I have no problem with that.
But he is a strange character.
He is.
Why would
my friend was too? My friend was a strange cat.
Yeah,
but he was there. He was seeing strange black projects, and he was working on them straight out of high school. So,
but it sounds like
Stanton Friedman knew people like that. That's the thing.
Yeah,
I talked to Kathleen Martin just a few days ago, and she said, ironically, Stanton is the guy that went out and poked holes in Bob Lazar. But Stanton said the smartest person that he ever met was an unschooled genius that he worked with.
Right.
So they're out there and they hire them. They don't tell the public that. They're probably embarrassed to tell the public that.
Yes.
But there are people that have natural gifts, and
That's
I think maybe Lazar was that. That's my take on Bob Lazar.
Okay.
I like him. I haven't met him.
Yeah, but he did do pandering, and it sounds like what's his name, George Knapp. Dobbed him in, was it? Didn't he say he reported them to the cops? He had to shut it down.
I didn't hear that. Really?
Yeah, I think he said that in the interview on the movie, didn't he? Did he say on the phone when he was talking that he did pandering, and he said, what are you doing? You can't do that. And he said George Knapp closed it down. So it sounds like he reported it to the police.
Really? I didn't pick that up, but maybe that was my bathroom break or something.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah. I apparently missed the Element 115 bit. I kind of got to the end of it because I had to skip to the loo, so more or less.
Well, I thought you would have had a free access to watch it again after, given a special card where you can watch it.
I haven't bought the. I might eventually, but I haven't gotten.
No, I reckon Cool Bell should have
just
given you the link as well, so you can watch it again after the premiere.
I'm not that close friends with these guys, so. But I liked it. I thought Jeremy did a pretty good job. I would have edited the sound differently, but I thought it was pretty good. But I think that some of the better evidence, I think he left, from what I hear. He left some of the better evidence in the special features of his movie. And at the premiere, we saw the movie itself. We didn't see the special features.
Which is a shame. He should have done that for you guys.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Yeah, because he did play trailers for his other movies. Instead of playing the trailers, he should have played as the special features.
Poor Bell.
There's
not many Cool Bell fans here.
I don't mind Poor Bell. He seems like a nice guy. I haven't met him. But I text with him every
he got my wind up by going on Secure Team interview, and
we don't like Secure Team. We don't like those guys.
No, but he gave Bob Lazar this exclusive interview to Secure Team of all people, when he should have given it to some of the proper people out there, like maybe even Ryan and Alexandra. Alexandra.
Well, I like Alejandro. Alejandro is a good friend of mine, but Tyler, I don't care for Secure Team and those guys. You know, Secure Team and anybody that uses fake CGI stuff gets on my nerves. So you know, and I bust CGI stuff. That's what I do, folks.
I don't think he was that clever. His was Photoshops.
Pretty convincing CGI stuff, you know. The problem is a lot of the CGI artists, they actually have online, they have their information online, and you look at the person who reported the UFO, and then you do a little detective work, and you don't even have to go that deep, and you find it's like, yes, I do CGI work realer than real life, was one lady, was her, byline on her website. It's like, well, okay, well, that explains your UFO sighting to me. It looked a little bit too pristine, a little too smooth, and it's like Toy Story, right? So, yeah. If it looks like Toy Story, or Star Wars, it's probably not a UFO. Yeah,
they're just trying to get publicity, probably. A lot of them submit their websites to the MUFON database so they can get people that's searching through, like this UFO stalker. They'll see it in the description and click through. So they think they're going to get more UFO followers by doing it that way.
Yeah. Well, there's the P.T. Barnum element, unfortunately, to what we do, and you always have to be aware of that. And if it looks too good to be true, it is. Yeah. So once in a while, it's not, but usually, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is.
How many hoaxes a month do you get in California, you reckon?
They come in waves. I haven't had any real hoaxes in the last few months.
Okay.
It's been a couple. Thank God.
A lot of it mistaken identity, mostly.
Yeah, people see stuff that they just don't understand, and so that's good. I mean, we want them to ask us, what is this, and we'll tell them that it's Elon Musk or whatever it may be. We had the meteor in Northern California, and my grandson texted me on that one.
Right.
And I don't know. Do you think that looked like a meteor? Okay, it might be a meteor because it wasn't going up; it was going down.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the sighting I'm talking about. You do.
Yeah.
Of course you do. Yeah. You're good, Paul. You should join MUFON. But yeah, it might have been a meteor, but anyhow, no real major hoaxes lately. Just kind of some interesting stuff, and then the usual prosaics. So Hynek was right. It's 95% prosaic and 5% interesting. Holds kind of true.
Yes, it does.
I suppose you guys did get to see the couple of free episodes like Ryan and Alejandro did off the
I'm falling asleep here. I'm gonna have to go soon.
Okay, go anytime you want.
I am going to the premiere for it. Apparently, if I can get off work. I don't know if I can get off work yet. I hope so, because I'm invited to the premiere. So we'll see how it goes. If I go, I'll have photos for you, and I'll tell you all about it.
Oh, cool.
All right.
I did play their promo, and I got hit with a copyright claim. Who copyrights trailers? Hollywood.
Yeah.
And they
everybody's worried about, it's all, intellectual property nowadays, and they're worried about China and everybody else stealing stuff. Of course, they do.
Yeah, but my live was actually promoting it more for them.
Well, I know. You'd think that would be okay. If it was my intellectual property, I wouldn't have given you a shit or anything.
It was like
Anyway, Paul, John, I'm going to head out.
Okay, mate.
Because I have to wake up and go to work in a few hours. But it was a pleasure.
Yeah, it was.
It's nice to meet you, Earl.
It was good to meet you too, John. Let's talk again soon.
Yes, I would like that.
Right, we're going full screen.
Guys.
Yeah, okay. Earl, thanks for joining us.
Keep on looking up.
Yeah.
You may see something.
Yeah.
And yeah, be true, be good, and we'll talk to you next time, my friends.
Okay, mate.
Take care.
You too.
Cheers.
We'll look at some
Night.
MUFON cases now.
Cool. Oh, well, when I can't talk about them, huh?
You're too tired. You got to go. But you can join in next time, maybe, and you can tell us what you think.
All right.
Okay.
I'll see you Saturday.
Okay.
I'll see you Saturday.
Can't do Robert De Niro voice, but anyway. All right, you guys, take care.
Okay, Earl. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.
Oops, where is it? There we go.
So, yeah. Where's all our people? Where's all our fans?
I don't know.
They went to Robert.
Sorry, Paul, you're stuck with me again. Dang.
That's all right. Might just have a little break here and go to the toilet anyway, and we'll come back to it. Let's see what can I put up a video to play or something, and I don't know. Something's going really slow here for some reason. I'm not too sure why. Going a bit slower than it has been.
Did the new fans and the cooling pad work out?
Oh, they won't be coming till Christmas, mate.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you already had them.
It's quite warm tonight. It's getting warmer. This is my channel up there. Yeah, it's been going a bit laggy for some reason. I'm not sure if I've got everything closed down, as far as I know. That's strange. Yeah. What can we put up? Trying to figure something that I can play. I'll go away for a couple minutes. Yeah, let's have a look at the playlist. I need to make up an intermission emanation. Gerard was going to do something with his music, which would be really good. So we'll see what happens. We'll get better and better. We have everything set up so we can have little breaks and coffee and toilet breaks.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We do long streams now.
I know. You'll get there. It takes time to get all that stuff worked out.
Yeah.
You're a better man than I am, because at least you're doing it.
Yeah.
You know? You picked up the ball and you're running with it. I think that's pretty cool. You're doing good, Paul. If you weren't, I wouldn't be here, I can assure you, and I would not be, doing Patreon.
How about my SpaceX emanation? That was quite good.
So what?
SpaceX.
Good old SpaceX.
Haven't you seen that one?
Oh Lord.
I'll just unmute it. It's got some crazy music. I'll be back in a minute. Have a watch of that.
Me too.
Have a watch of that. It's got a funny ending. Something's not back yet. So this is the MOJO UFO case I did, where a UFO is hovering over a waterway, sucking up water apparently.
Guys, the ship is back here.
So what did you think of that? I had a close listen in the headphones of the sound in the background to see whether it had been faked with repeating insect noises or artificial sounds. I couldn't pick out some of the low sounds in the background. I thought it might be a road not off in the distance with traffic passing by, like the sound you get of a Doppler effect, but it also sounds to me like it could be jets, and I thought I heard even a helicopter noise there. So I thought maybe he had been mistaken some Air Force activity. I'm just playing the only way was to investigate the video further, just playing the MOJO and video see what I could find. And this is an enhanced footage that I managed to stabilize and zoom in of what he claims is the alien grey. And okay, this is the MOJO case with the so-called alien at the cockpit.
Groupie. Bring on the aliens.
I suppose you watched it, didn't you?
Yeah, I watched a bit of it.
Now the skeptics reckon it's an ambulance.
Yeah, more than likely.
Because that means the alien that appeared here was right over that big light here. Well, actually, up there it was.
Yeah, you can see
it could be a guy in a suit in a car with extra lights on the car, but I don't see how they did it. If they hoaxed it, they did a pretty good job. But you can't even see inside the car there, even though you can see the creature, and you got all that light all over him. But you can't see right inside the car if it's a fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of light there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty overexposed.
That should be shining right into the car, and you should be able to see the seats and steering wheel or whatever. So if they're hoaxed, they spend a lot of time doing it.
Yeah, they did.
But it's a 64-year-old guy that lives out in whatnots of Oregon, near a national park. And he reckons this happened in his backyard, where he's got a waterway, which is all swampy. And he couldn't walk to where it was because he would have to have waders on. So my question is, could that be a latex mask that a small kid in there is wearing? It's definitely got black eyes. It's got little ears. This is enhanced footage. It took a lot of work to get this far on it. So I'm still 50-50 with it. If it's legit evidence, it's sort of been dismissed if it is. So there's a lot of information we get from this, what aliens actually might look like, and how the cloaking works, because all that light there, it's not shining up the body of the car or inside the car. So if it's an ambulance, I would like to see someone replicate it to try and get the same effect as good as that. But I haven't got the old cameras, and I haven't got the cars to do it in. And in one snapshot I analysed later, you can see it's a high back chair, and how they get that inside a car, I don't know. It looks a bit like the alien. Here we go. This is me over brightening it here. You can see there's something there.
Well, it could be a high back bucket seat too. So I had those in my car, and they're pretty high up there.
It looks pretty roomy in there, though. It's a fairly big space.
I don't know. Could be a Suburban, could be a van, could be any number of things.
Well, you can see the seat in this one just going.
I can't tell what I'm looking at, really.
Well, you will when I enhance it even more. This is just a slow down of the Zoom video at the moment. And I think this one's on the super brightened version. And then another one, I put it through different filters to bring out the background. Yeah, you didn't keep the camera very steady, unfortunately. And when you zoom in, it enhances your movements, fine movements even more. Because this is stabilized, so it took a lot of work to stabilize it. And it was only like a small pixel on the camera too. It was like 48 pixels by 48 pixels that I had to work with. That's where the figure is, so that's why it's a bit yucky.
Yeah.
He did optical zoom in, but you can see the chair here now. It's a high back chair. As he's turning, you can see like it's got something in the back. And he's wearing, looks like black overalls. It's definitely not CGI. It's got to be old style hoax and using latex if it's going to be anything like that. He reckons he didn't hoax it though. Well, here's some analysis coming up now. So here on this one, if I zoom in, that was from his video, and I enhanced it. You can see it's three-dimensional. It's got the lights from up above here are shining off its face. So it's definitely a three-dimensional object. It's got black eyes, big black eyes either side. It's got a fairly big head. You can see it's got a big head. So on to the next one. Still playing. There's another frame I did, but this one's distorted. It stretched its head diagonally. I can't hear you, Robert. Not Robert, John.
Yeah.
All right, you're muted. Yeah, okay. You can see it stretched the head this way, so it doesn't look like that first one we saw. And because it stretched the head, the eyes are not so big, but they're definitely black eyes there. And it's got a little ear here. And it's got a little, you can see it's got black overalls. You can see the blackness there, can't you? And little hands at the end. It's almost like kids. And of course, a lot of the sightings of ETs being abducted, they talk about them being like little kids. You know, and Bob Lazar talked about the seats being kid size.
Right.
That kind of, this one is, if it's a fake, they've sort of looked at all the details, I reckon, and yeah.
Genuine unknown.
So I carry on, and I think I stretch it and brighten it. Is that where I unstretch it? You can see the head's more big now, side by side. So that looks more like an ET grey, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But you got to remember it's got camera artifacts, so we're not. And like I said, it's like 48 pixels by 48 pixels. So that's one of the amazing videos I've seen, but no one seems to accept it as being legit, unfortunately. I did offer it to James Fox. I said the guy's willing to give you the source for nothing, and he wasn't interested in it for his movie. You know how he wanted the best evidence.
Right.
Because a lot of the debunkers out there said, "Oh, it's just a hoax using an ambulance and latex." But is it? Here's the seat. See here? You see the high back chair that you're talking about?
Right.
See here? It's got some sort of round bit here. Could that be like a CB radio if it's an ambulance hooked up?
Yeah. See, I can't. It's way too muddy, and there's not enough definition to really determine anything.
Well, actually, there is.
In my opinion. There's
a light, and you can see it's reflecting off the edge of the chair here. You can see the light patch here. It's reflecting off the head of the creature. It looks almost like a dog man there. But you can see it's got black eyes, and you can see reflection of the black eye from the lights. See that? It's definitely three-dimensional. But we're talking about low light camera from 300 meters away, or 300 feet, or whatever it was. And you can see here, it's definitely a seat. It's got reflection off the back pad. Does that look like they would have something in an ambulance? So you can't see another chair here. Wouldn't they have another chair just right next door to it? So is it a modified ambulance? They've ripped out all the inners and just put one big seat in it? It's possible. It's very possible. So this might be the most legit footage someone's ever caught of an alien caught in a UFO hovering over a lake. But like Dr. Lear, or it could be one of the best UFO hoaxes since 2000, because this was done in 2011. And it was a 20-year-old camera tech, unfortunately. So, yeah. Here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches as well. I'll just keep on playing it. So I assume I'm to chair here. It definitely looks. Could that be a person in a head mask, though? A little kid, maybe a little female that's sort of helping them hoax it. But normally hoaxes, if they got helpers, normally someone spills their beans at some stage. So here they reckon because it's got red lights sort of pulsing along, they weren't sort of blinking on and off. They were sort of pulsating longwards and going downwards. And there was a couple at the front here too, which makes me wonder, why would alien UFOs have red lights on? Are they some sort of like a laser gauging system to make it sure it hovers automatically or something? Who knows? So I'll just keep on playing it. But you can see here, because of the movement and interlace, you had an interlacing camera, we got corruption. So here's an enhancement I did side by side. So I've taken it from this really low dark image and pulled out this with my filters. And you can see I did a really good job there, but it's still got corruption because now the big eyes are sort of looking like they're sort of squinting, but because of interlacing, we've probably lost a couple of lines of information here and it sort of squashed it. But you can still see that there's a three-dimensional object. It looks like a person and a chair. You can see the chair at the back here. And you have a black eye down here, but because of the corruption in the video, because it's a tape to MP4 with interlace, it was only 480i, which is worse than 480p because of the interlacing. So we'll just carry on, but you can see the reflection of the light up here off its face. So it's definitely not CGI, and because CGI would be a lot better than this. That's the reason why we know it wouldn't be CGI, because they would have put a lot of effort in trying to corrupt the image to make it look really bad. So I think it's still playing. So I started drawing around various frames where the eyes were and the head, and you can see that it's definitely moving, looking at some control panel. So yeah, it's definitely looking at something on the dash. Now it's looking out. So 4 different frames, you can see the eyes and head were definitely rotating. And that's the positions cut out and put next to each other. So and then I do Dr. Lear's one. As you can see here, the creatures, I have similar black eyes. There's the black eyes, looks exactly the same as what we were looking at. I think it's the same type of creatures. Just carry on.
Looks about the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks about the same.
Yep. And then I also do Stan Romanek. He's the one that actually got some good.
Oh yeah, Stan. All right, sure.
And here's Stan's ones. Now they're slightly different. Dr. Lear's is the closest match, but that one here with the big head, but the eyes are too small for my liking compared to my one. Analysis from MOJO's video. So yeah, and this way small eyes, but these could be. He always said that the aliens that he photographed were hybrids, part human, part alien. So that could explain why they haven't got such big eyes. And that one does look more humanoids than alien at the top here. But that was just for side-by-side comparison anyway. And yeah, so I got called out saying that I'm a hoax promoter over this video analysis I did. I only just done analysis and let people decide whether they think whether this guy's video is legit or not, because we can't really say, because he wouldn't give us a location and he didn't submit it to MUFON. So what I did is I took all the frames of all the lights and I joined them, overlaid them all. to see where all the lights were, and that's the patterns they formed. And sure enough, it has a window area here with the lights above, and it has a strip of red lights that got pulsed along and went downwards slightly. And so I wasn't sure if that could be an ambulance with someone in a suit. Because there's, if I zoom in, there's the figure at the cockpit here. So you can see it's quite a big control room. And I could maybe see, maybe it was two ambulances back to back, maybe. Hang on. We just lost it. So you could say maybe this one with the headlights, or maybe two headlights, but I did further analysis on this on a live stream. It's about 6 hours long. We had a lot of people on talking about it, seeing what they thought. Could that be like overexposed car headlights and the ambulance is going this way and the person's sitting in there, and then they've got another ambulance parked on this angle going this way, and we're seeing one of the headlights over here. It's very possible. Did they then stick posts on the very top to make these lights at the top and add some extra lights around the edge of the cars? It's quite an elaborate hoax if they've gone to that extreme. But the guy claims he filmed 3-minute footage. They're only there 3-minute footage, and you can hear what sounds like a water pump in the background sucking up water. Why would ambulances be sucking up water? Now, then you go on to say, well, maybe they're not ambulances, but fire trucks topping up the tanks. But then again, it doesn't fit with the fire trucks because they would be too small. You see what I mean? I'm going through all the process. The skeptics are saying you've been fooled and they're definitely ambulances or emergency vehicles. But I don't think so. It's quite elaborate. I think if it's anything, he's possibly set up something on a boat and built some wooden framework on it and put lights on it and had someone dress up in like a latex suit. But I actually went through Google and I posted in lots of comments on here about latex masks to see what latex masks were around, to see if any ones that you can buy out there matched. And I think it was here. And there are some really good latex masks with aliens, but I keep bringing up this case because I find it interesting. So here's a whole collection of alien masks. So could it be one of these? Could it be that one? But the eyes look too small. That one, the chin doesn't look right, and those don't look right. So they look too long in the face. So, but yeah, it's possible to fake it, I think. But there was no evidence, no hard evidence that we could say it was faked. Crazy mask. So that one might be close to it. This one here. But again, it looked very grey looking rather than green looking. These ones are green. That one there could be. That one there could be the best fit. Couldn't it? That one could easily be it. They could have bought that one. How much did it go for? It doesn't tell us, but I think it's about $50 for. They're quite expensive. And so yeah, so I didn't actually look at the mask for the video that I put together here. I sort of keep looking at it and keep see if I can find any other new clues to what could explain it. What's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 then? Same alien, yeah, I reckon it does too. So yeah, but when you get the outline of all the lights, there's one here without me drawing on it. Does that look like fire trucks or ambulance lights? It's not going to be one vehicle.
I'm stumped. I really couldn't tell you. I'm trying to run it through my head too, and it's just not adding up.
And this thing was actually moving this direction. It was actually going further and further behind these tall weeds they have for reeds, or what do you want to call them, water plants right on the edge of the ponds. So it was actually going this way in the video. So if I play the original video again, so it was in Oregon somewhere. We just don't know where it was. And it was floating over these type of weeds, like this picture.
Cattails.
Yeah. So they were getting in the way of the lights and things. And he was 300 feet away, I think it was. He was that far away, a football field away from it when he was filming in low lights.
And he got that shot? Wow.
Yeah. On a handy cam, which is like 20 years old, but it was a low light one. So this is my little emanation of it, so to explain what he was doing. He's a sky watcher. Apparently he sits in a fold-up chair and just sits in the backyard filming the skies when he saw these lights light up over the lake, because he's been getting lights in the forest in the distance that he's tried to get to, apparently. And this is the first time they were that close that he was sitting in a chair, and he moved his chair slightly closer because you can hear the chair creaking, and he started filming for 3 minutes.
That's awesome.
So let's play it. I think it starts here. I'll unmute it so you can listen.
Guys.
Now the problem is, he said, "Hey guys, look at this." It was because he was uploading these other UFO videos that he was doing to his channel, and this is the best one he got. So he's saying, "Guys, look at this," and but that's his explanation. But everyone else sees it as suspicious. Why would he be saying that? So he's turning on a high-powered 1,000 lume torch or something. You can see the weeds there. And you can see the quality of the video is not that great. So I did a lot of work. Here's the alien above that bright light there. Just keep focus on that when he zooms in.
Right.
This bright light, you can see it's going behind the weeds here.
There it is out over the water. Well,
and it's behind the weeds as well. So it's definitely not.
That's no
CGI.
Yeah, no, that's no ambulance at all. If anything, it would have to be a boat of some kind if it's being fake. That's no ambulance.
Maybe you have to watch the other. You have to watch our live on it to see me overlay ambulances and see what you think. But I thought you would have watched all those by now, John, when you in your spare time.
Well, surprisingly enough, my spare time is broken up continuously throughout the day, taking care of my mother.
But look at the lights. Look at the lights; they're flickering all over the place. I don't see how that can be fire trucks or ambulances because they're going all over the place.
But if it was a boat bobbing up and down in the water, it would do that.
Yes.
So.
But I think that movement is him. He hasn't got it because he's zooming in, so it's picking up his.
No, I don't think it's him either. That's why I'm saying if it's hoaxed, it would have to be a boat out on the water because it's bobbing up and down like a boat would on the water. But I don't see him moving his camera.
No, I
don't see that.
I think that's just fine movement as he zooms in, his hand shaking. Because obviously, when you see a UFO, your heart's going to be raising really fast, thinking, "Oh shit, am I going to get this? So is it going to distort? Is it going to corrupt the video?" And at the end, it looks like a mantis. I didn't play that bit at the end. Well, I might have to put a fan on. It's getting hotter. I think we're going to have a heat wave tomorrow. Yeah, so as you can see, it was very hard to see any alien creatures until I really analysed it and zoomed in. And then we can start seeing movement, you see. There's definitely someone there turning and moving their hands in a black suit, sitting in some sort of high chair. But at the end of the video is another creature. See if I can find it. Here it is. So that was another enhancement I did. Joining all the lights together. Yeah, so strange light patterns anyway. But at the end, he doesn't see it, but he turns on his torch to see if the UFO is gone. And if you enhance the footage at the end, you can see what looks like a praying mantis coming towards him. Where is it? Is it not playing? Here it is. Here we got a few stills from it. So in the darkness, we got this shape appearing. Looks very strange. I thought, could it be a alien grey? But we can't see the big black eyes like we can on the other one. So I drew around what I could see, and that was what I got. Little black eyes over side. Looks like a praying mantis with the funny mouth coming down. Creepy.
It is kind of creepy.
And here's another one, which was one of the side shots. And again, it looks like a black eye up here. And it looks like the eye might be on this side here. And here's the mouth coming down again, and the mouthpiece coming down. So I drew around it again. But it's very low quality, as you can see. It's low light, so... But it was behind the weeds, and it looked like it had a black suit on here. Look, it's got black clothing on. See that? It looks like a really skinny thing with like a mantis head. Strange. It's not a big round head. It's sort of got a really strange shaped head. It's cross between. This one almost looks like cross between a mantis and alien grey. And if you look at this one here, there's another shot of it where it's sort of looking around a bit more again. So it definitely looked like it was turning. I thought it might be just a head of a, like what do you call it? A reed, you know, what do you call them? Cattail, whatever it's called.
Right, cattails.
Yeah, or like another similar thing, dandelion head, you know. But yeah,
cattails are pretty big and dark, so.
But I don't think it was this big. This was quite.
They're about the size of a fat hot dog, if you will.
Yeah, this was a lot bigger than that, though, I think.
Yeah.
But definitely that sort of fits what people were saying about abduction cases. And maybe he had a guy dressed up in a mantis head, you know, which is very possible. It could be a latex made someone pop up at the end there. But he didn't actually, he actually turned off his camera soon after, so it's kind of strange if they go to the effort of something popping up in the weeds at the very end. Why didn't he hear it and start filming it? But here, to me, it looks like a black eye and eye on the side. But you got to remember, it was interlaced and some of it was corrupted. So we're not seeing the full undistorted image of something here. But to me, it looks like a mantis. People said I was just seeing things. But I was just doing it as a full analysis. The guy said, well, here you go. You got the full video. He didn't try to hide it. He said, do whatever you want with it. And I'll be interested to see what your analysis come out.
Well, there you go. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So I'll post the link down there. It hasn't got too many views, actually. I thought this would have had thousands of views. Let's see, what are we up to now? 888, and only 4 disliked it. So I don't know what 4 didn't like it. Probably security team guys. If he had that footage on his channel, that would get millions and millions of views, because it would be like, it would make the newspapers. And you know, I even offered it to that John Austin guy. I said, look, I've been given permission to share this with anyone that wants to look at my analysis. And I never got a reply back. He wasn't interested. And yet he's...
John, with the that's the United Kingdom paper,
yeah,
right?
I said, if you want to see a real UFO case and analysis done, here it is. I said, you could then put it in your paper and see what people think of it. And he wasn't interested in it. I thought this would be like a smoking gun footage, whether it's legit or hoax or whatever. It doesn't really matter, but still people would be interested in it.
Was that guy the same guy that Tyler sends stuff to over in England?
Yep.
So he can get some. Yeah, see, that I can see why he wouldn't take your stuff then. You're too legit. Tyler isn't, but he knows that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the guy that gave me this footage still wouldn't give me his location, so I couldn't overlay it on Google Earth, and because he didn't get MUFON involved in it, he actually reached out to Dr. Greer's team, which was a bad move. It sort of got lost.
Oh, great.
Apparently he lost all his family, friends over it. They thought he hoaxed it as well. And he says, I didn't hoax it. So I don't know. I just say, yep, it's definitely legit footage. It's not CGI. But it doesn't mean it's not hoaxed. And until you can give us other information to verify it, it's not much we can do with it. But I said we can offer it around. Any other ones that want to do analysis on it? And
Sure.
And he said sure. And I offered it to James Fox. No reply. Wasn't interested. I said to him several times, and which I thought was strange. I thought he might have been interested even to have a look at it, or at least my analysis. And he can't be that busy. And UK Express, they weren't interested. And I think I even tried another newspaper, Daily Star, I think, who is really trashy. And I thought they would be interested in this, and no. So I thought that's strange. So has Tyler got some agreement going on with the UK magazines to only use his stuff?
Could very well be. I mean, the UK magazines, they love to sensationalize everything.
Yeah. So anyway, the video's there, people can watch it. But we do a live on it, which is like 6 hours long, which we try and to debunk it even more. And of course, I've got comments here, 6 masks, and see what other people think. Where was live? That might be that one. Do update and discussion, must be that one. So I'll click that one. Yeah, so this is the hangouts that we did. It was 5.5 hours long, and we got the guy on voice to talk to us, and they could ask him questions about it. So he.
Oh, that's awesome! Sorry, I missed that.
It was before your time, before you didn't know about me, but
okay.
That's the second part to it, and then we overlay ambulances and see if people think it could be ambulance, and yeah, and people asked him why he didn't get MUFON out, and why he wouldn't release his location, and he said he didn't want really to lose copyright of the footage because it's so good, and that straight away makes it a bit suspicious that they might want to make money from it. But the guy never promoted it or made money from it though, which is kind of strange because it was from 2011. and I picked it up in 2017. So
yeah, that is kind of strange, isn't it?
let's see. Oh, that's right. So I was being made fun of by Den of Law. So I play a clip from Den of Law where he's talking about me, about this alien footage, which was a bit to a shame. But the guy ended up blocking me and has since unblocked me. But yeah, let's see. We do the ambulance up here somewhere. See, I overlay in the editor like I normally do. The ambulance to see how well it fits. I scale it down to the size that the alien head would have to be. And you can see here the spotlights are not lining up off the headlights of the car.
Right.
It's slightly off. And the red lights here are not, can't explain. Is it another car parked this direction? Could be.
It looks like, you know, the front end of a car, the grill in the middle, and two guys in the car, one on either side, and then the lights on top.
That's what it is, because I've got an image of an ambulance. There's an alien in between them and the two heads of the normal drivers.
Okay, sorry about that. My attention's a little divided because Mom's up and I'm trying to listen to make sure she doesn't hit the deck.
That's what I was trying to say. I was trying to say I was superposing the ambulance over top of the combined lights image I made with all the frames of lights. I added it all together into one frame, and it doesn't match up with the flashing lights of an ambulance. So
no, it really doesn't. You're right.
It kind of matches and it doesn't match us, and you got to do it throughout the whole video as well. You got to have that car moving sideways, so it's more likely to be on a boat with made up lights if you're going to hoax it, and have someone in a black chair with like a table in front of them. You say, no, he was
walkie-talkie or something.
Yeah, it could be an e-wag or whatever it's called. Little thing you put in your ear.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could easily be fake, but this guy didn't seem that switched on to me. But he goes on and starts talking at some stage. Where is he? I don't think he shows his face or not. I think he comes on later on. Oh, here he is, MOJO. Yeah, he doesn't show his face, but he talks. Got another episode where I cut out just the question and answers to MOJO, and Robert joins us later on. I think, yeah, he was sleeping still, but yeah, I just thought I'd bring that one up again because it's quite a strange, interesting case.
I agree.
And I'm still not ready to throw the guy under the bus saying that he hoaxed it, of course. Anyway, I'm going to have to put a fan on because it's getting hotter and hotter in here. Hang on. Now, what's interesting is he had other videos up of UFOs flying overhead, a triangle craft, which could easily have been a plane, of course, because he didn't use the apps like I've tried to explain to him how to use. And Third Phase on the Moon wanted to use it, and he told him to go bugger off.
Really?
Yeah, so what they did is they created an animation of his video and used it instead, a crappy animation of the triangle flying over the area. And also, he would not offer it to secure team because he knew he was a fraud.
Well, that kind of throws a little bit of credence in this direction. Then it really does. A little more credibility.
And he knew that I debunked security, and he still offers me this video source.
Huh.
Yeah. So that's what had me going in his favor, that he knew I was able to analyze stuff properly and tell you either way what I thought. And he said at the end of the documentary I made, he said I was fair. So yeah, I thought I was fair too, but apparently the skeptics out there still think it's an ambulance, and said that I'm a hoax promoter because there's a guy called Scott Brown that works for some MUFON state. I can't remember what it was now. Said he was a known hoaxer, but I asked this Scott Brown, why is he a hoaxer? What evidence have you got? Because I want to know, so I could put it in the episodes. And he would not tell me that he had any evidence. It's just a gut feeling. So he's put him in a UFO blacklist as a hoaxer, but he hasn't got any hard evidence that the guy was hoaxing lights in the forest or above the forest or over a lake.
Yeah, you're going to have people like that doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this guy, he's coming across as legitimate.
Yeah, it's hard to know. It's hard to know. It's still 50-50 with it, but
sure.
But it's just a shame if it is legit that it's just been thrown out into the garbage, and it should be like maybe more investigated. But
yes,
that's why he needed to forgo the copyright and submit it to MUFON, and had their team come out and investigate it if it was legit. So people that don't submit it to MUFON are kind of suspect to me. So they don't want to give the location as kind of a red flag, and MUFON will be totally respectful, and they wouldn't leak your location, and they would just provide. They would do a presentation on it saying we went to this case, researched it, we found background radiation, blah blah, and they would present it if they thought it was a legit case, at one of their symposiums. So he would have been better to have gone through the MUFON than advertising it to Dr. Greer.
Right, because if they could have gone ahead and done their investigation and really propped it up, saying, this is coming across as legit to us, it's a genuine unknown, as it were, like Earl was talking about. He can always put a copyright on the darn thing after they're done with the investigation. It would lend more weight to his being.
Well, unfortunately not, because MUFON's got fine print saying when you submit it, you can't have any copyright ownership on it. But I said to him, there's no reason why you couldn't have cut that footage in half and gave him half of it and kept the best bit to yourself and given them a couple of stills from the other footage of the alien, and somehow got them to waiver a disclaimer for the rest of it if they're really interested in the case.
Seems reasonable to me that kind of a request should have been asked.
But in the end, he didn't really care. He said, oh, yeah, you can give it to James Fox if he's really interested in it. And there you go. I said, well, if James Fox uses it, he really should give you a high-spec camera so you can keep on skywatching if he's not going to pay you $100K for it. But I think that's really good if you're willing to give away your footage in the end and just say, well, damned if I do, if damned if I don't.
Right.
Anyway, we can start looking at some other MUFON cases, I guess. I'm not sure where our OT channel team have disappeared. They sort of abandoned us, haven't they? Who's out there? Anybody? Let's have a look. Hangouts. QVid was going to go working. And all the effort of getting Earl to come on would have been perfect for the guys to ask him questions.
I know. I was surprised.
Oh, well, doesn't matter. But it sounds like he's willing to come on Saturday. So let's see if it happens.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, actually, I told him he should come on every week just to join the round table chat and just relax, wind down at the end of the night, you know.
And it might start getting people to start paying attention, subscribing, you know, showing up. Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, I don't see him as being infiltrated and working with the US government in any way, form. So
No, God, it's so stupid.
he's a nurse by night. He looks after sick kid.
Oh, wow.
He has to feed it by tube and all that sort of stuff, and it's brain damaged, and so he does that by day as a nurse, and he has, as he calls them, he mucks around with shit and vomit. So
well, yeah,
it's horrible job. He does that by day, and in the weekend and afternoons or whatever, or probably lunch hours, he calls up people for MUFON cases and goes and interviews them. And he doesn't get paid for that. MUFON investigators, even though he goes into the head office and he's a chief investigator and he's also on the star team, he doesn't get any money from them. So he's got to pay it out of his own pocket, travel expenses, and he has to buy his own multimeters and EMF meters and all that sort of stuff.
Well, he's obviously impassioned.
Oh yeah,
that's amazing.
You have listened to his story about his mother's underground visit to an underground base.
No, he mentioned that his mother and Gary 51.
So you got to catch up. You got to catch up with about Earl, because he's not just a nobody. He's interested in stuff growing up as a kid. You need to watch the MOJO stuff that I posted down the side, and you need to again and have a listen to the live about it.
Yeah, I'd like to find out about his mother. Hear that story.
Well,
absolutely.
You can just search on Earl, and he'll come up. He actually liked my style. He actually found me when there was a comment on stuff. So I said to him, "How about tell your story?" One on paranormal. He did one on talking about his paranormal experiences, and one about his mother's thing here.
Ghost secret base.
And he also did a live Alien Con with me. So he walked around with his phone at Alien Con, and we did it live one morning. And he's also done one here on Strange Cases. Yeah, I'll just post his mum's link anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to go ahead and see that.
Now this is the cut down one where it's just about his mother, because we talked about other things, and I added some animations and graphics to it. Did it paste?
Yes, it did. I believe.
Oh no, it's very slow.
Yeah, things are going up.
Stan Romanek was caught staging alien activity. No, he wasn't. He actually admitted to it. Everyone's got wrong information about Stan.
Yeah, they've really got Stan Romanek twisted up on. It's like one say no, one say yes, like crazy. Poor guy.
He was being done for kiddie porn on his computer.
Yeah, I saw that.
He claims he was getting harassment phone calls. And one said he's got to start making a fool of himself on camera, else more bad stuff's going to happen to him. So he didn't, or family members would be injured or something like that. So he decided to make a fool of himself on camera, which is what they're calling is he was staging stuff. He was throwing a pen up in the air to say it was paranormal activity, but
Yeah, I didn't hear about any of this.
Yeah, I look into all these things. And who promoted fake news about him? Lions Ground and Secure Team. Because they were so wrapped up in the pedo stuff. And me, I'm a computer expert. I know how easy it is to hack someone and plant stuff on their computer, especially back in the time of the computers they had then. So Earl Mum's story. I've linked.
Yeah, if you want to nail someone, just put some kiddie porn on their computer. Bam.
It's very easy to put remote control software on people, and it won't get detected by a virus. You can customize it enough that it'll never get detected. Especially back in those days. What was it? Back in the 80s or something that you got done, was it? Or 90s. Back then, it was so easy. A lot of school teachers got done with it as well. Apparently, there was a malicious code on Flash ads. There was a hole in Flash Player. So whenever this ad come up, it would install this malicious peer-to-peer code on the computer, and it allowed them to drop in files on there and share it over peer-to-peer. So they could drop in kiddie porn or whatever and just use a school computer for it. So what happens is a technician comes along with this kiddie porn, and so the principal or whatever gets arrested and loses his job, and then eventually some computer analysis says, yes, he was infected with this so-called malware that allowed peer-to-peer to be implanted on his computer, and he wasn't aware of it. But by then, the damage had been done. This was a famous case in New Zealand where that happened. So,
wow.
Yeah, and it was also around about the time of Stan Romanek's business. Also, this one here, Earl talks about the paranormal cases he's had. There's also a interesting listen, but I also repeat my cases, paranormal experiences in it, which you already heard. But you can just listen to his.
Yours was pretty creepy. I listened to that.
Yeah, it is creepy, but it doesn't scare me. So there's the 2 posts there.
Super. Thank you.
And there's a third one that's good to listen to, and that's talking about strange MUFON cases, which is this one here. But you're going to need probably 10 hours to listen to it all. And they're quite long, 2 hours, I think. 2 hours. I think Earl was a wee bit tired and brain dead tonight, so he didn't actually say too much. Anyway, we sort of got sidetracked because I was going to look at some MUFON stuff, but you got to remember, this guy with the long hair is the chief MUFON investigator for South California, and at the moment, he's working with alien abduction team, a group of specialists that work on that, like what's her name, Kathleen? What's her name? Madden.
Bardston, Kathleen Bardston.
I can't remember, but apparently the woman related to Betty and Barney Hill, she now does alien abduction research, and they do hypnosis and all that sort of stuff. So this is why I think Vern really needs to talk to Earl Grey, because he's all part of that now, and they can investigate his claims properly.
Right.
And interview the children and all that sort of thing, and do it in a professional way with proper psychologists, and see if they can verify everything. So yeah, like I've done a lot. I've done a lot on my channel now, and I'd say you probably need quite many hours just to go back through all the old stuff and watch it, because a lot of it's really good. And that's 3 of the best ones there for Earl at the moment. So definitely check it out. So let's have a look at this MUFON case and see if we can figure it out. So what time is it now? 10 o'clock? Where's my download folder? It's on the other screen, I think. Hang on. Here it comes. There we go. Oh, what's my my lights disappeared off the screen there. That's kind of weird. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. So here's the video. So let's see if we can get it up and zoom in on it. Still loading. My computer's a bit slow at the moment. I'm not sure what's going on. I should have done a refresh reboot, I think. Okay. Oh. And it looks like he's doing an optical zoom. You can see how grainy it's, I mean a digital zoom, how grainy it went then. You can see that was it. Didn't last very long.
No.
Normally you keep filming until it disappears, right? Ours it's suspect. Now it's zooming in digital zoom and you can see the grain. So it's going to take a bit of work to figure this one out by the looks of it. So we'll just see how much we can zoom in. Probably best to rip individual frames from the video. So at this stage, it could be a kite. Someone's flying with LEDs on it. What's very suspicious is how they stop filming. And normally a UFO, you'd keep on filming it and try and move closer to try and get better footage all the time, wouldn't you? So yeah. We will try the player zoom to start with. Where is it? I always get the wrong one. Yeah. Where is it? I got the wrong thing. Looks like it might be an iPhone one, and it always puts the zoom thing in the wrong direction. Okay, we can't use it, so we're gonna have to. Oh, I don't want to save it. We're gonna have to rip it to JPEGs, or I'm gonna have to zoom and watch it. Let's see, how big can I get it? We'll zoom right in. So, this direction. Super big now. And very sensitive. So that's what we're looking at. Does that look like a light there? At the bottom. So let's play. Let it play. It's not playing. Looks like two lights there now. I think we're going to have to soon rip that one and get a picture from it. So we're going to have to use some of this command line processing that I do to do that. Of course, all the icons, I should move out this way actually. All the icons I want to block behind your picture. Yeah. I need to zoom back out again, don't I? Where's the zoom thing? Oh, here it is. Need to put it back down to 200. And I'll just minimize you. So I need command line. And I need my cut and paste instructions. Saves me typing it. Which is also on the wrong screen. So we want to rip frames from MP4, make a file frames. So we need that command. Copy. And we need to rename it to. So back to DOS we go. Real computer video analysis, people always use command line. Not sure I can make it bigger. Probably can. Let's see. Defaults, probably. Edit. I want to paste. I'll paste it. So we need to rename the file to 2. We'll just do that up here. That's a lot easier. If I can see what I'm typing, you can see the font's damn small. About 2. Computer's running a bit slow, unfortunately. So now we need to process it. We need to make frames. Folder in the frames directory. Now we can rip them. Oh. Here we go. And it's ripping it. All frames to individual ping files.
Well, look at him go. You've done this before.
Yes. We'll plug the CPU while it's doing it, so it may corrupt the video on live stream. I think it was only about a minute long, so it shouldn't be making too many. You get 30 frames a second, so how many frames will that be in a minute? 60 times 30. And at the moment, we're at frame 142, 146. So what's 30 times 60?
3 times 6 is 18, so just add some zeros.
So we're going to wait to 1800, I think, isn't it? And you can see it's a slow process. This is again why I
Yeah.
need a faster computer, especially. Oh, we've got too large. What's going on here? Never had that problem before.
Interesting.
Paste duration too large. Does that mean the video has been actually played around with? Maybe. Looks like
Ooh.
it.
Interesting.
And that was at frame 280.
Good catch, Paul. That could very well be.
And
more.
also 333. So we have to look at those ones when we get a chance. So that's stick it in a folder here called frames. And we've got individual photographs from the video. As you know, a movie's made up of individual photographs, just run together, 30 of them a second. Why won't it open? So here's all the individual frames from the video coming down. Up to 400 at the moment. A lot of it was mucking around. There was only like probably 10 seconds that were worth looking at. But a lot of strange happenings. I've never had this problem before. The video could have been mucked around with. And it's finished. Oh, we must have worked it out wrong. 607 frames. So that's a good question. If it's 30 frames a second, how long was the video? Let's find out. Let's go back one level. And if we run that through a thing called media info, it tells us all the technical specs of it. And what does it say? It's an MP4. It's only 20 seconds. Okay. All right. 20 seconds times 30 frames gives us 600 frames. So there you go. It wasn't even a minute. And it was 17 megabytes to do 20 seconds. And it's a 1080p. Filmed in stupid portrait though. And yeah. So that all works out. So 600 frames. And we had a lot of errors there. So can you remember what the numbers? 280 and 333, wasn't it? Was the first ones. So we need to go down to frame 280. Probably easy to go down this way. Up here. It seems to skip too many at a time, you see. So around about here. So is that when he zooms into it? No, it's not. But now we can zoom how much we want to on it. It does look kind of flat there, and we can see a roof of a house here. When we see a bright light like that, we often think about lens flare coming back at the camera. It could be like two lights that are really bright and we're getting a lens flare happening. But you can see here the blackness of the night. You can see it, it's all noisy. So what we can do is we can enhance that in the editor. So that one was 333. And
There we go.
and
Sorry.
it's all right. I can see it like a little light down here. It's pretty grainy and horrible footage because it's been filmed in portrait. And just a normal camera, a smartphone. So what we can do is we can actually find the better image, which was at what stage. Now this should be scrolling, but it's really slow for some reason. Let's see, you still up there? What are you up to? So we can close that down. We've got that slow motion problem happening here. Where it won't select things. We only get this problem every so often. You're gone again. We had you. Maybe I have to close down the browser. I think it might kick you off though. Let's see. We definitely got some problem occurring here. All right. Might be back again. Might just have to close this window down. I so need a new computer, man. Right, let's close that sucker down. And I might lose the job. Let's, before I do that, copy the case we're looking at. Paste it in the chat. And pin it. Just pin that and close down the other ones. Let's see if we can solve the slow motion problem. Could be some malware that's opened up in the background. But I've got scanners and things. Has it sped up now? Not really. It's a bit better. Probably don't need that open. What else can I close down here? Yep, so let's try it now. The problem is we need to know whereabouts in the video was the best image. So let's play it again. Where you gone? What's that one? Slow. Terrible slow. Okay. Just play this again, see whereabouts we get to on it, where it's zoomed in enough. Now this is painful. Maybe because we had Earl from MUFON earlier and we're being monitored. Okay, where does he zoom in? How many seconds in? About there, was it? Wasn't very good footage at all. So why, if you've seen a UFO, would you stop filming it? Suspect straight away.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, that'd be the last thing you want to do is stop filming. Come on.
You'd probably run in the house and get a pair of binoculars and try and put it in front of the camera lens, wouldn't you? Or something, you know. Or
Yeah, whatever.
Or you'd
Yeah,
you'd go inside and say, bang bang on the door, come and have a look at this. Get people out there with their cameras all filming it. Because it looks in a way in a hurry. But we'll keep looking at it. So it looks like some of the early frames are better. About 5 seconds in, about 150 mark maybe. So let's go down 500, maybe 150. $40. It is going a bit faster since I closed the browser down. 95. Let's have a look at that one. Yeah, so that one's looking good. Kind of see something there. But is that just the background with just the lights? Could it be like a reflection that he's trying to film through glass, maybe? Could it be spotlights of a house inside the house reflecting off a kitchen window? Well, let's run it through some filters. 95. Well, this is going to be fun. This is going to clog the system down, opening up some paint.net application. Yep, plug in now. Peaking up to 100% CPU. Here it comes. I'm getting there. It's still a bit faster than the DX66. I don't know if you ever had one of those. They were painfully slow.
Yeah, I've had pretty much all the chips out there. Gosh, I remember being excited when I had a 56K modem being installed in the house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we grew up with all the old technology.
Yeah, we did. Started off with the 15 and then went up from there. It's like, ooh, we're really rocking now.
We didn't get internet in the household to, let's see, 1998, I think. That's when we first got internet in the house. That was dial-up. Well, in the country, in the city, I should say. New Zealand was way behind other people. So let's do a cut around and see if it actually looks like a physical object.
Do your magic.
Now, if it was a cloaked ship, say, why would they not hide the lights? So
exactly.
it's kind of strange, but you can't see the body or whatever, you know. What's it doing? That's terribly slow, man. Normally when it goes this slow, it normally ends my life eventually because it's unbearable. Okay, it's finally come back. Paste to new image. And zoom in. What's happening here? Don't want that opening up. Hey, we got a new sub. Thank you for joining. Here we do real investigations into MUFON videos, or try to. We don't have all the information like they do, the investigators, because they only put out so much from the database. To me, I can't see a physical craft in that, so let's play around with some color flipping, where we change various blacks to different colors. And you can see here it's such poor quality that we're looking at only a few pixels. It's going to be really hard because the guy didn't take any photographs. You know how Earl Grey was saying that if you do a video, always take a photograph, even if the ship's disappeared off the location that you're filming in. Now you can see here by the spectrum here, we got a whole range of different colors appearing, which is kind of strange. We've got reds, blues, greens. I think my computer's going to be too slow to do interactive. Something's hogging our CPU. It's finally caught up here. As you can see, it's not normally this bad. All right.
It's a lot of color.
Yeah, there's too much color for a night scene. Should be a load of blacks. More like that, you're saying? What's going on here? Let's reset that and try again. I think it's just too slow. Keep going that way, Weaver. Oop. So there's a line coming down here too, but I'm still not seeing any physical craft there. Oh, it went wrong there.
Whoops, yeah.
It went really wrong there.
You can sell that to the Guggenheim and make a fortune.
Yeah, looks like abstract art, doesn't it? Yeah, normally you could do it. It should go a lot smoother than this, but something's gone crook on my computer while I've been doing live. There's just too much color in this. I reckon it's been manufactured or played around with. No. Let's try some other filter. Might be quicker. Yeah, it's not responding fast enough. Way too slow. Try lighten. Try that one. Whoops. This is just crazy. I can't do what I want to do. Let's see if I can figure out what's hogging there. Well, the CPU is saying it's 58%, so it should be okay. Sometimes I think it might be the side chat. Maybe I should close it and reopen it.
Couldn't hurt to try.
Yeah, I think we freed it up before doing that. You can see how terribly slow it is.
Yeah, that is slower than normal.
Yeah, something's gone screwy. I won't even close that window now. I'm just going to close the chat and reopen it.
We have to pull up the task manager to close the task manager.
It should close by now. I still think it might be a reflection. No, this is terrible, mate. In Task Manager. There we go. Has it sped it up though? I don't think it has. I've lost the chat window now. Oh, here it is. Puts it on the command window. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. No. I'm afraid this might kill our stream, mate. I think it's unworkable. Oh dear. This is not good. Alright, it finally went.
Yeah, this is new and improved. Wow.
Yeah, I think they may have changed some code on.
That wouldn't surprise me.
So you can see I can't even drag or move it. I've been sabotaged again.
Yeah, totally. This is crazy.
Yeah, Tyler goes on about he's been silenced. Pretty sure that someone's mucking around with me because I can prove it. Maybe there's some thing that someone can post on the side chat that slows it right down or something.
I don't know.
I'll just close that chat down again. Maybe it's Hangouts. Why would it be Hangouts though? That seems to respond. I don't know what's going on. This task manager, where is it? That's just crazy. Right, it's come up on here. It's crashed. Look, it's gone to this. More details. Of course we do. Okay, what's fucking Google Chrome? 1%, that's not it. Chrome, 2%, can't be that. Minicam was just capturing the screen, that's using most of it. 10%, but that's not super high. Paint, 0 at the moment. So what's using all the CPU? Looks like it's just the live and the screen capture software. Minicam. Yep. You can see Chrome opens up a lot of sub parts, so that's all to do with the streaming.
Huh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to know what we can end, which will fix it.
You have something open in Microsoft maybe that's in like an Explorer window, or are you just strictly Chrome?
I don't think it's my Christmas trees, but we're in Tuskegee. Still 60%. Is that better? I don't know. Nope. Still won't move that window.
Wow.
This is crazy. And I'll just close you down. Oh, look, it's finally moving. Or it's trying to. Oh, well, I think we might have to wrap up. How's the time going anyway? It must be getting late. Looks like we're not going to finalize what this one is. We can try again maybe Sunday. But
Right.
yeah, it'll come on and maybe you guys can talk to him and ask him questions about MUFON or whatever.
Yeah, that's probably the best idea at this point.
Yeah, something's going.
We'll just shelve it till Sunday.
Something's going screwy on my system, and I don't know why. It could be that they've played around with Hangouts again. I'll just close your Hangouts down and see if it lets me. I can't get the close because I can just jump back to you. At this stage, I don't even know if I can end the stream because it's not responding.
I know, I see that. That's crazy.
Okay. Well, end you, see what happens.
Okay.
And we'll close these down. Has it gone faster? Maybe. Looks like it may have fixed it. Maybe not. It's a bit better though. Maybe Hangouts gets a resource bug after a certain time. Maybe they got some leak. Yeah, still not very good though. That should be a lot quicker than that. Okay, how about this? No, not even doing the pull down. No, so it's definitely gone wrong. It's a wee bit better though, but not much. I think we're going to have to end the stream. Sorry. So we'll just cue up some music and we'll be back again How many hours we've been going? Must be over 3 hours by now. 3 hours, 10 minutes. Unfortunately, the computer's killed our live stream. Yet we can go 6 hours some days and not have any problem. It's crazy. So I'm not sure what's going on. Reboot time, I think. So I'll just queue up the end credits and end this tonight's stream, and I'll see you again 7 p.m. Sunday my time, which will be 10 p.m. California time. So, yep, and we'll probably be going as long as the computer will let us again. So we'll see how it goes. So I'll just end the credits here and wrap up for tonight, because this is not usable. Might even play that.